Raging King here, and if you can't already tell by the title, I will be reviewing today The Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia. And you can't see my face, but here it is. Alright, straight into it. First page, title page, Legend of Zelda. Yep. Next page, table of contents. Next page, introduction. Next page. Yeah, we got this one. This here, all of this here is concept art for about 60 pages, which is, in my opinion, a bit too much. So let's just get here. So it goes to about page 65 from page 8. Page 8 to 65 that's Skyward Sword, page 8 to 65. Which isn't... I watched a review the other day, which inspired me to make my review actually. It said that all this here was glorifying Skyward Sword. And I'm just going to point out a reason. I'll flick to any random page. Let's go this one here. And I'll tell you why it isn't glorifying Skyward Sword. Here you go. Since the theme of the game is the sky, the main featured animal is the bird. We decided not to have ground animals like cows appear because of that. Pumpkin soup isn't made with milk. Pumpkins are a staple of the diet of the people who live in the sky, and they all love it. Where there did it say that Skyward Sword was a good game? Where there did it say that the artwork was good? Where did it say that? I don't know. Okay, let's flip to another one. Having Skyloft floating in the air was such a fantastical idea, we didn't try to design the city realistically. The shading and the ornamentation on the buildings were designed and created based on the keywords sky, wind, and peace. Also given the incredible attitude of the sky, Loftwings are the only birds that exist there. That's why it's surprising to humans to see smaller birds on the surface. Same thing right there. Where did it say, where did I mention there that the game was good? Where did I mention there that the artwork was good? They mentioned that the idea was fantastic, and I admit the idea was fantastic. So you could say it glorifies Skyward Sword, but it's not. It's glorifying the idea. The ideas behind Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword wasn't a bad idea. The game was iffy. It was alright, but it wasn't great. The ideas behind it were brilliant. You can't deny. So after all that, we finally get to the timeline here, and as you can see, it splits off into about three different... Oh well, it does split off into... It splits into three different timelines. There you go. The hero gets defeated. Then you get to the Link to the Past, Oracles, Awakening, Zelda 1 and 2. Also, if you're a fan of Zelda 2 and Link to the Past, there's, when you get to the footprint, the creative footprint part, which is after the timeline, you're going to be a little disappointed because there's not much. And then you go, the hero's triumphant, so Link wins. You get splits off into two. You get the child era and the adult era. Adult era is when Ganon gets resurrected and they have to flood Hyrule. So that follows Wind Waker, Phantom, and Spirit Tracks. And then the child is Majora's Twilight and Four Swords. So after that, you get into the timeline, and it goes through every game that was ever made. Skyward Sword's not a huge focus, but it does it does need to be like a main part because it is the beginning and it needs to be explained. So yeah, that's my. And then you have Minish Cap. That's also another thing. In the creative footprint, there is no Minish Cap. So there's no Minish Cap art design, concept art, nothing like that for Minish Cap, which is a bad thing because Minish Cap happens to be one of my favourite Zeldas, but I can see why it's not in here because, you know, it's just there's so many Toon Link games out there already that they can afford to just miss one and then have, because once they got the art design for the original Toon Link, the rest would have been pretty easy to just, you know, copy and paste it into the series. So yeah, that's about. So then it's Minish Cap for a few pages, and then you get 4 swords, and then it splits. Oh wait, no, we've already split. Have we? No, we haven't. Ocarina of Time, and then we split. And the first part is when the hero loses. So when Link doesn't defeat Ganon. And then it goes on for the majority, for like a third of the book. And then you get to the creative footprint. And this is basically just artwork for many of the Zelda games, not all. Like I said, Minish Cap isn't included. And Link to the Past and Zelda 2, that's it. You got that. And you also have like a little character comparison chart down here, which shows you the comparison of the sizes. It even includes Princess Peach, Mario, and Luigi for some reason, and even a fucking Goomba. Because you know what, just fucking chuck them in. Why not? So then you continue. You get Link's Awakening, that page, which is pretty good. Like you have a few little concepts and art things and charts and whatever. And then you have Ocarina, and that goes on for a few pages. I think it's not the second biggest one, it's like the third, and then you have Majora's Mask, which Majora's Mask was a good game, it's one of my favourites. I think they could have put... the amount of art for Majora's Mask is right, it's in there and it's good. And then you have, afterwards, Wind Waker, which is actually my favourite Zelda game. And that has a decent amount of artwork, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. So then you get the Oracles, and the Oracles even have a fairly decent amount. And you get Twilight Princess, which gets, I've said decent amount like 15 times, which gets a fair amount. And then you get a few other games. And then in the very, very, very back of the book, you have a little Skyward Sword comic, which doesn't need to be there. Yeah, they could have used these pages for more concept footprints, whatever the fuck. And they could have used it for Minish Cap. They could have used it for more Zelda 2 and Link to the Past, because a lot of people like those games. Not me personally, I didn't really enjoy Zelda 2, but A Link to the Past I really enjoyed, and Minish Cap I really enjoyed. So yeah, I think it loses points to me there, and at the start there's a bit too much, just Skyward Sword. It feels overwhelming. Like, I get that the Skyward Sword was the most recent game that came out, but they didn't need to make it full of it. So that's my review of Legend of Zelda Hyrule Historia. I'm going to rate it, let's give it an 8 out of 10. Two main reasons that it lost points: Skyward Sword and lack of other important games. That's about it. Otherwise, it's exactly what it is. It's a Hyrule Historia, not a Legend of Zelda Historia. I think that's the main reason why people are disappointed. They were expecting more on the games and the concepts behind each game. So that's it from me, guys. Uploading a Minecraft video after I upload this one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.